votes. So today I'm going to talk about voting processes you can use in workshop exercises. So if I start with thinking about you've all written a load of how might we's, like I talked about in yesterday's video, and you're going to do a vote. So in this case, I would do a heat map vote. And for that, you give everyone 3, 4, maybe 5 votes each. It's a judgment call on making sure you come out with enough votes to cover the amount of how might we's you've got. And with their 5 votes, you get people to go around, read all of the how might we's. You'll see that some of them are bundled up into piles because they are saying the same thing. Once they've decided on their 5 votes, you then ask everyone to step forward and allocate them. The reason for that pause is you want to try and make sure people aren't influenced by going over to a board full of votes already and deciding they won't put it on the one without any votes anyway. You can remind everyone that they can put all 5 votes on one particular post-it if they feel like that is the one that needs to be addressed first. If they want to put 2 or 3 on one that they're particularly passionate about, that's fine, and then they can spread out their other votes elsewhere. So there is a heat map voting process. Sometimes though, you might want to use a different voting process. So for example, you might want to then, with the most voted how might we's, use a straw poll. So in this scenario, you give everyone one sticky dot with their initials on, and then they choose. Often that's when you've got a smaller selection of options to choose from. You want to make a decision moving forward. So in that scenario, everyone's got one vote for them to allocate to the particular one that as a team you think you should be working on. Now the final voting type I use, not always, is the decider vote. So it might be that you're in a tie-break situation. You can't quite decide how to move on, and ultimately you need to move the workshop on, you need to make some decisions rather than getting stuck in a long discussion. And that's where you can use one person in the room, the highest paid person sometimes, but often someone with the most knowledge of what you're talking about who can make a decider vote. Generally I just use a green one with a little star drawn on it, and they can come over and say, right, I think this is the one we should prioritise first for these reasons. Vote goes on, everyone moves forward. Doesn't mean that you forget about these ones, but you've got a decision and the workshop is moving forward, which is really important to have positive motion throughout. It's about making decisions, solving problems rapidly. So, 3-layered voting: heat map, straw poll, decider. We need your votes.